that in 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, that Nigeria had 2 gold medals, while the Great Britain had just 1, and how today they ended up with 27 gold, and then we had a bronze. I mean, you can see how someone is there, another one, and then the things start moving, and then you go down to the abyss. Of course, we entered under because in London there was nothing, but then we now came out a little bit. So I'm trying to demonstrate. I don't know if I'm doing it if you understand what I'm trying to say, but this is Nigeria is in 96 we were above them. Then gradually, as they were going, astronomical data are moving. Okay, we have Sam John. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Hello, Sam.
How are you?
Hey, good to hear your voice.
It's so nice to hear from you, Ken. How are you?
Fine.
That's good. I've been watching your program and I'm seeing Harry there.
Yes.
I want to say that the real problem we have in this country is that the structure that is supposed to encourage development of sports is not there, it's broken down. And that's a major problem. And that's even the reason why sponsors are not coming. Once there is no structure that can encourage athletes to develop from one stage to the other, we will never do well.
Yes.
Let me just give you an experience I had in 1992 when I went to cover the Olympic Games in Barcelona.
Yeah.
After the 4x100 relay, myself and Ikedi Isiguzo went to the Gates village and met one boy called Raymond Stewart, who ran for Jamaica at that time. And with a lot of emotion, he said, the whole world is waiting for a country to come and beat these Americans. Because Americans defeated us, we got a silver in that race. And he said, you know what? The whole world is waiting for Nigeria to come and do it. Because the potentials of this country could not just be written off at that time. It was there that we were the country that would come and do it. But what were we supposed to have done? We were supposed to have come back home, allow the structure to develop. I remember when we came from that game, Alex Akiele at that time said, let us start for the next Olympics, which was 1996. And he had released some money for the different structures to encourage athletes to begin to move. But then, in no time, because I wouldn't want to say greed, but because of I must hold the power at all costs, the ministry that later turned out to be what it is right now didn't quite encourage what we were doing. But the Jamaicans went back home, developed their sport, and what the product of that is what we are seeing today from the Usain Bolt and the rest of them. So there must be a synergy between the sports ministry, the Ministry of Education, to ensure that there is a link between them. It will be part of what you operate in schools, so as to encourage people to get into it. I heard that Harry got so much involved in sport because he lives close to the stadium. But there should be something like that that should keep pushing people, athletes, to come and participate. That's the contribution I want to make to this. Please tell government to allow sports to grow. This idea of releasing 2.9 billion at the eve of competition, it doesn't serve anybody. What they do is to spend the money because money doesn't go back to government first, so the money is gone. That money, if properly channeled, could have been able to get some athletes to prepare well for the games. Daniel Igani was still looking for money a month to the games, and he was only just coming to Abuja to defend the budget for a game of that magnitude that we saw in Rio. So it's such a sad thing. We must put the structure of sports down. And as the minister says, he has declared a state of emergency in sport, he should allow it to go. It should not just be by saying it. He should invite the Ministry of Education, let them work out a curriculum so as to encourage encourage athletes, those talents, to come up. There are still a lot of them. Even though our schools do not so much have sports facilities now, they should encourage them to do it. So that's my contribution.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you. Sam Jones, veteran sports journalist, and not just writing it, not just talking it, but practicing it. And that is why I think the program is enriched by his contribution. Now I throw it to you. You just talked about Daniel Gali, Olympian. What are you Olympians doing in your? Let us start with athletics. In your own constituency, Henry, you are the president. What are you people doing? You Falilat, NFYOK, Gagazama, all of you. What are you doing?
Other points of correction. I'm not president of Nigerian Athletics Federation.
Now, Olympians. Okay, I'm president of the Olympians. Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's talk about the Olympians.
Okay, the Olympians. Yes.
Gali came back as an Olympian
from Canada.
And tried to make a structure with wrestling.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there was a serious bottleneck.
Okay.
We still got to Rio. He was still fighting to get some remunerations.
Okay.
Sports cannot grow like that.
Never.
I keep saying things must be done months before the games. Sports Federation should be empowered. Apart from, like I said, government cannot do it alone. Government should use their willpower to encourage the private sectors and give them enabling environment for them to operate. Give them the leverage to be able to do this. Okay, when you bring 10 naira, it's tax deductible. You have to give them something that will make them.
Henry, I'm not leaving you. Henry, I won't let you off the hook. Henry, you know me with this. Henry, how often do you meet the Nigerian Olympians? What do you talk about? That is what that is the Nigerian Olympian here. You owe us. I mean, that is what I'm trying to tell you. How often do you meet and what do you discuss?
Nigerian Olympian Association.
Yes, Nigerian Olympian Association
is just by name.
Wow.
Nigerian Olympian Association has no feather to fly. Wow. Because in Nigeria here we don't appreciate our own.
Yes.
We don't. We just went and employed a German man to come and coach Super Eagles. Stephen Keshi did everything that a coach can do. He was not appreciated. He died like a puppet. He died like a fool. Nigeria don't appreciate our own. If they bring an American man to come and be president of a Nigerian Olympian Association today, Olympian Association will grow. We don't appreciate our own. Now the coach came in and said, I want players to come and play so that my job can continue. He doesn't know those players. He's not the one that coached those players. He just came in 2 days before the game and assembled them together. He's just assembling. Our own coaches, our own people here are not appreciated. Our own people are not given the labor environment to operate. And we have a lot of us that can make Nigerian proud. We have a lot of technocrats all over the world that are Nigerians that can come here and change the sports industry. If you go to the Ministry of Sports, how many sports persons are there? It's not that we're not educated, but we're not given the opportunity to serve. We're not given the opportunity to serve. A lot of us knows what to do, but we're not there. We're not there because there's a bottleneck for us to get there.
Okay, there is a bottleneck for us to get there. Okay, that's talk about the Olympians. Henry, I'm taking you back to your constituency, Athletics Federation. Are you guys, are you satisfied with what the present board is doing? Are you working in synergy with them? So why athletics from Emmanuel Efadi in 1954? Where are we? Our gold medalist in Chioma Juma, jumps. Nothing came out from jump. 2 Olympics and athletics 0. Henry,
you are pushing me.
Yes, I'm pushing you.
It's most unfortunate that the sports that was glamorous have become what it is today. Because when we talk about the Olympic Games, it was track and field.
Yeah, definitely.
Not just in Nigeria, but all over the world, they want to see Nigerian track and field athletes. Like John said, we used to beat Jamaicans. There's no Jamaican athlete that has ever beaten me when I was an athlete. But today now, top 10 in the world, we have like 10 different Jamaicans that are there. Yeah. When we were competing, all of us were in top 10 every year for 7 years straight when I was running. I can mention names. I can go and check the archives. We're in top 10 in the world every year. But today, maybe only one person is in top 10 in the world. And even that one person that's in top 10 in the world, there's so much pressure on her that she cannot even give her best. Definitely. So today, track and field is not what it is because, one, in those days, like I said, we had private sectors coming on board to support track and field. But today, the board we have, they are not getting the support from the private sector. They are waiting for government every day. The president tried to use his own personal resources, but to me, that is not the way to do it. You don't use your personal resources to do something that is not, because I get angry with them most of the time when the athletes go out to competitions and they sleep in the stadium.
Nigerian athletes,
national competitions. And at the end of, there's no way you are going to give your best. Because even before you get there, you have been demeaned.
Psychologically.
Yes, you are not like a human being. Like I gave earlier, there's no private sector worker will go to officially and you will sleep on the street and you get them to give their best out.
It's not possible.
So that is why we cannot do our best, because we are not giving the right places of choice in Nigeria.
Okay,
even as a young child, I remember Mobile Track and Field. Since we when Mobile pulled out from sponsoring that competition, I was wondering what is the next step. I was a young child, very, very young child, knowing about Mobile Track and Field. The last time I heard of Athletics Federation of Nigeria was when, was it Dan Ngerem or something was the president or something. Since that man left, I've never heard anything about them till late. It shows that what is being done in these federations, are they just there in names? If they can't do the work of the federation, let them go.
It has got to do with the structure, basically.